Hello lovelies and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing things feminine ladies never do. Now you may be wondering, well, why would I care about being feminine? The reason is because in today's society we have a huge lack of feminine women but an abundance of wealthy men who are requesting more feminine women. So let's get right into it. The first thing a feminine woman would never do is dress provocatively. Feminine women are not trying to exert a vulgar or overly sexy image. They're not trying too hard to get all the attention on them because they know that the type of attention you receive when you exert this provocative image is not the right kind you want to have. They're confident in themselves and in their femininity, so much so that they don't feel the need to dress in this overexposed way that screams, "Hey everyone, look at me." They would never wear clothes that are too tight, too short, or too revealing. Unfortunately, this is the trend of women's fashion today, but remember that femininity is timeless and never goes out of style. This brings me to my second point. Feminine women never upload vulgar photos of themselves on social media. This includes provocative bikini photos, photos where you're half naked, or photos where you're trying to look overly seductive. A lot of times when people use social media, they almost portray a character. So imagine you're this beautiful, well-spoken, eloquent girl in your real life, but then your social media is full of over-the-top glamour shots where you look like you're always trying to sex it up. People will be confused. Also, think of the type of men that you're attracting when you're posting these kinds of photos of yourself. No respectable man is scrolling through Instagram liking photos of half-naked women. However, with this type of branding on your social media, that is exactly the type of man you will attract. One who lusts over Instagram models. Now, don't get me wrong, it's okay for you to post photos of yourself in a bikini or if you're on vacation or at the pool, but nothing over the top to where you look as if you're just dying for male validation. A good rule of thumb that I like to use is if I would be too uncomfortable to show my dad, brother, mother, grandmother, or whoever it is this photo, then I wouldn't post it. Number 3, feminine women never chase men. Pursuing men is an extremely masculine behavior. You never want to exert this kind of energy. It really makes you look desperate and needy. You always need to remember that you are the prize. So please do not be the girl approaching men in public, constantly messaging them first or asking them on dates. Of course, if you are interested in them, it's okay to give little hints, but nothing too straightforward to the point that you have taken on the pursuer role. You need to remember that you're a high-value woman who doesn't need to chase men. Your job is to let men pursue you, and then you have the power to decide whether or not you'd like to move forward with them. Number 4, feminine women never lack confidence. A huge part of femininity is being confident in yourself. Remember, confidence is the sexiest thing a woman can wear. You don't need to ask permission to take space in a room. You are a high-value woman whose presence is accepted and valued, so act like it. Confidence is extremely attractive, and having confidence actually gravitates people towards you. You could be doing everything right, but if you lack confidence, then people will not take you seriously. Even from a vibrational standpoint, when you have this low self-esteem, you will give off insecure energy, and people will subconsciously pick it up and treat you like a doormat. So remember, self-confidence is the main ingredient in femininity. It plays a key role in how you speak, act, and portray yourself. This brings me to number 5. Feminine women always look well put together and polished. A huge part of femininity is the way you carry yourself. Have you ever noticed that on days when you haven't taken the time to put yourself together, you feel kind of muggy or not really the best version of yourself? When you have no makeup on, greasy hair, and flip-flops, you probably don't feel confident. But when you do take the time to curate your beauty routine, it's like you're a new person. All of a sudden, you are walking with your head held high, you're confident in yourself, and you feel good. The way that you look and the way that you dress really does have an impact on how we see ourselves and how others see us. So when we are dressed up in a light feminine outfit like a summer dress or a cute skirt, naturally we will start to feel more feminine and give off those vibrations. Whereas when we are dressed in something like a sweatshirt and sweatpants, you probably feel a bit masculine and you give off those vibrations to others, which people will treat you accordingly. As feminine women, we don't want that. To rest in your feminine, you want to feel almost as if you're like a delicate flower. And believe it or not, dressing in this feminine style will help you rest in your feminine energy. Number 6, feminine women never use offensive language. When I say offensive, I mean curse words, racist, sexist, homophobic jokes, or even slang words. Feminine women are well spoken. They speak eloquently and properly. Even if you have this dark humor per se, where you think these kinds of jokes are funny, generally it's just best to stay away from them. If you do curse a lot, you really need to rid those words from your vocabulary, because it comes off as if you're uneducated and you don't have enough words in your vocabulary, so you resort to vulgar language. Even some phrases that you may use on a daily basis, like "what's good" or "I have to go pee," this type of language is not feminine, and you need to substitute it with proper English and correct grammar, like "how are you" or "I'm going to the restroom." Feminine women are polite. They're well-mannered and frequently use words like please, thank you, excuse me, etc. When you interact with people, they almost experience you in a way. So when you go to Starbucks, you know that you will have a good experience, you will be greeted with a smile, the baristas will be polite and friendly, and overall you will enjoy the experience you've had while getting your cup of coffee. Whereas think about McDonald's. It's a completely different environment where the service isn't as polite or high quality, food is just wrapped in plastic and thrown at you. You don't leave the restaurant thinking, wow, that was such a positive experience. No, you just think to yourself, well, I had to eat lunch somewhere and McDonald's was sufficient enough. You don't want people to experience you like they would at McDonald's. You want them to experience you like a Starbucks. So please, always be well-mannered and never underestimate how far having good mannerism can take you. Number 7, feminine women are never closed off. What I mean by this is that feminine women are receptive. They're open to receiving compliments, relationships, even gifts. A lot of women really struggle with being receptive. Some women cannot even receive help from someone. No matter how badly they are struggling with something, they will never ask anyone for help. This is a masculine trait. Feminine women are supposed to be constantly receiving, whether it be through gestures, gifts, or even just internally. If you're one of these women who struggles with being open and receptive, start going out of your way to ask others for help even if you don't really need it. You just need to practice the art of receiving. So, for example, maybe if you're at the grocery store and there's something on the top shelf, ask a man nearby if he can reach it for you. Or if you're at work and you're assigned to do a task, ask someone nearby for help even if you really don't need it. This is just about practicing being receptive. Practice receiving compliments. Instead of deflecting them off and trying to lower yourself by denying a compliment, just simply say thank you. Even little things like letting someone hold open the door for you. You really have to practice and train yourself to get out of the masculine independent mindset so that you can embrace your feminine energy. Number 8, feminine women are never negative. People are very put off by negative Nancys. Think about having to be around someone who all the time they have a bad attitude, they're constantly complaining, and they're just downers. That doesn't sound like a person you would want to have in your life. Feminine women are resilient, so when problems do arise, they don't have this bad mindset that they carry with them throughout the day. Don't get me wrong, sometimes problems do occur, but you need to have enough emotional intelligence and self-awareness to say, you know what, it's okay, we're going to figure this out. Feminine women stay out of things like drama and gossip because you will be seen as a toxic person and people are very repelled by that. So try your best to stay open-minded and have a positive mindset no matter the circumstances. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video and want to continue your journey with us, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell.